Protest! 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 Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Our streets! Our streets! Now! Justice! Now! Oh, change. We ready for change. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Savage Studios. I'm your boy Savage. Thanks for tuning in. You already know how we do it. Those of y'all who have seen my Instagram or seen the post that I just posted know that I was at the protest in LA. Started off at UCLA campus, moved over to Wilshire Boulevard. It was a great experience, you know what I mean? It was so impactful, monumental, and I went for what I stood up for, you know what I mean? So those who have already questioned why I had a big Mexican flag with me, if you a hater, this ain't for you. But if you subscribe to the channel and have followed the channel and rock with me, then I owe it to you guys to help you understand why your boy had a Mexican flag. Because I ain't even full-blooded Mexican, so why would I do that, right? Stay tuned, stay tapped in. I'm going to give you guys the full rundown, the full get down. And you might be surprised on my take on the whole thing because it might not be what you're expecting. However, before we start the video, man, do your boy a solid. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you ain't subscribed yet, hit that bell notification so you'll be notified. It'll pop up on your notifications. You click, you'll be the first one to see, etc. Drop a comment too, man. Let me know what you think. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this. It seems my channel has been so racially involved these past few months, man. It started with the elote lady and so on and so forth, man. And I've always felt strong, you know, about the situation and passionate. But it just seems like the way things are going is like, man, it's real. Things are just really racially motivated, put it that way. Whether for good, whether for bad, whether in the gray area. My platform being what my platform is, I had to put my face out there. I had to get out there. I had to stand for what I believed in. Listen, whatever flag you fly, that's cool. I flew the flag that I fly. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I'm un-American. It doesn't mean I don't love America. This was deeper than that. For me, this had nothing to do with America. For me, this had this is on a smaller scale. Sometimes you have to simplify things. You have to simplify and break it down and just stick up for what your skin color is. Okay, because in prison, right? Let's go by some of you haters. Let's go by your logic, right? In the pen, you know, the whites will get all these Celtic tattoos and swastikas and everything like that, but they're not from there. You know what I'm saying? They're diluted. If that's the terminology you would like to use for me, then that's a terminology we're going to apply to everybody. What about the blacks who have African flags, African t-shirts, African beads, African this, African that? They ain't from Africa. Same thing with the Mexicans. You see, you go to prison, you go to jail. Come on, I got Aztec tattoos all over me. So, being that everyone is, you know, rocking these tattoos that are so deep into their culture, why do people do that? Because prison and jail allows you to simply simplify the whole situation and just go according to what your skin color is. It's all a matter of belief up here and here. So when I flew that Mexican flag, you better believe I don't care. Much respect to whatever it is I'm mixed with, to everything I'm mixed with. But I spent 10 years of my life, and before that actually, proudly into the culture that I had invested my head and my heart into. And it had nothing to do with gang or political purposes. Nah, man, this is just where it was. This is where I was at. So when I showed up, it was, look, this is the part that y'all haters are going to really hate. I was walking in the crowd. UCLA campus and all down Wilshire Boulevard. All day long, basically. Blisters on my feet and everything. I was the only one with a Mexican flag. I was chanting out Black Lives Matter. You mean losing my voice doing it. And then when I would scream Brown Pride, no one would join. No one would say nothing. It would just be quiet. I didn't care. Let someone say something stupid about it. I didn't care. I was there backing up mine. You know what I'm saying? Putting on for my people. Now, this is a part where a lot of you guys are like, hold on. I ain't your people, bro. You ain't my people. Okay, fine. But for every one of you, there's hundreds who understand it and accept me as their people. The same identifying skin color. When I see a paisano or a paisana, older lady, anybody of my skin color, you better respect them because that's my people. So you don't got to be my people and you can be a hater, and that's fine. I understand. I get where you're coming from to a certain extent, and that's fine. Do you? But I put on. And I made sure to go to the extreme to have a huge Mexican flag. I made sure, even the big news camera was right there. He recorded me. I put the flag right in his camera. I said, Black Lives Matter, Brown Pride, all lives matter. Right in the cameraman's face. Everyone, I mean, I'm sure you guys will see pictures popping up. People were snapping, you know what I mean? They were going crazy, and so was I. But at the end of the day, why would I go to the extreme and have a Mexican flag, not an American flag? That's what you guys are tripping on, right? Well, let's really simplify and break it down for you guys. Everyone's putting on for their people. Everybody, right? And I'm not going to discredit any people up north like San Jose, Sacramento, and even in Santa Monica, Hollywood, LA. You see people putting on. But this day, UCLA and Wilshire, I was the only one with a Mexican flag. Only one screaming Brown Pride. Only one. I had Mexicans all around me. I had my own gente all around me, screaming everything else matters except for Brown Pride. They couldn't even second that motion. When I was screaming, they couldn't even second that motion. So I had to sit back and just realize why I had went there in the first place. Not to cause division or make waves. I support an end to police brutality. Blacks support an end to police brutality. Okay? I don't like the way things have gone for them and their people, and I don't like the things have gone for us and our people. So in my mind and in my heart, I was in that protest thinking about my people, thinking that the wrongdoing that they did to not only them, but to our people. Because no, who's putting on for us when they're killing us? Where's our big protest? So in my head and in my heart, you know what? I don't care what none of y'all say. That was my moment to stand for our people. It was something small. It was nothing great. I mean, I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't change nothing. I didn't get no laws passed. But at the end of the day, I took a step to not just be some guy behind a camera on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I went down there to Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Flew that flag. And people say, oh, that's a stupid move. Well, you know what? If I would have got knocked off by my own people, my own race, while down there, it is what it is, man. They're the clowns. They're the clowns. They're the clowns. No one would support that. No one would back that except for trash-minded people. Trash-minded people who don't care about them people. That's the part people have got to understand. So how do I feel after going through the whole protest and seeing how it was? Will I do it again? I want to see more brown. I want more brown people there. I want more Mexican flags there. Not because we don't like America. Not because we miss Mexico. I ain't from Mexico. I'm from right here, baby. But because Our culture, us, where we stem from, should matter enough to us that we got that Mexican flag on our mind. Period. I don't care. I don't care. I support blacks wearing African t-shirts and African headgear and all that good stuff. You know, that stuff's fly. And I love how they respect their roots and their culture. That's good. A lot of y'all could take a page out of their book. We need to do the same. The whites need to do the same. Everyone can do the same for their culture. I'm not hating on nobody, but I want to see more brown out there. And it ain't got to be about no one else. You could join the crowd and the crowd can listen. The protests weren't hating on nobody. They weren't angled at excluding nobody. They were just on a mission. You know, it was a Black Lives Matter protest that I was in twice. Cool, gladly, because they need that support, you know, from everybody. You know, they need that support. So, okay, so do we. But we can start by supporting each other, though. People say, why doesn't nobody, everyone always says, why doesn't nobody make noise over the Mexicans being killed? Well, that's because you're choosing to stay home. That's because when you go out there, look at what they're doing for theirs. What are we doing for ours? Talking about it behind the camera, talking about it on the web. So there's a big situation we have on our hands here. Okay? We have got to have the same drive, the same passion, the same ability to push a protest like that when something wrong happens to us. And will they support us? You know what? I don't care. I don't care if the blacks support us, the whites support us. I don't care. I know they will. How many of them support? Who knows? Should we address all the attacks on the innocent paisas from the blacks? Absolutely not. This ain't the time to sit there and highlight on that. This ain't the time. Times are very fragile right now. Let me tell you guys something. I'm walking back from the protest on Wilshire. And there's some black dudes on top of a car driving through Wilshire, you know, part of the protest. And I got my flag. And the fools are like, Viva la raza. But he said it like mockingly. So I look at him and I'm like, yup, and it ain't no fucking game. And their whole demeanor changed up quick. And it was like, oh yeah, no, yeah. But his first approach was a mocking joke type. Maybe because I was the only one with the flag in the crowd. Maybe it's because I was the only one that was willing to stand and rep it right then in that moment. I'm not saying it hasn't been done in other protests. I'm just saying in that moment, your boy was solo. I had my boys with me, and no one was coming at me aggressive, you know, or mocking me before that. But it was disappointing, you know, to be screaming out brown pride too. I just said brown pride too. I was so ashamed of the circle next to me. Just, you know, random, you know, Mexicanos, Mexicanas. Nothing. I wasn't there to cause division, but I'm there to let people know, hey, we matter too. Just in case y'all forget, we matter too, because we get victimized too. This is about police brutality. Well, guess what? Newsflash, we've been getting brutalized too. So it's brown pride too. But you know what? Let's really be real about the whole situation. I had fun supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. I appreciated being a part of that experience. Now, when new laws are passed, these pigs, these asses are convicted, not acquitted. I can look back when my son's older and be like, you know what, son? I partook. You know, I pushed with that movement. You understand me? I pushed to help get this law pushed. Or, you know, I was just nothing but a protester, you know, amongst many. But you know what, son? I didn't just sit back and just YouTube about it. You know, I didn't just make a video about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here in California, you know. So if I'm in California, I got no excuse. I got no excuse but to show up. Park the car on Hoover, walk up to Wilshire, let's go. You know what I mean? Take the shirt off, let's go. This ain't about me no more. This ain't about who I'm alert for, who I'm looking over my shoulder, if people are gonna whack me or people are gonna get me. I don't even care. When I had that flag up, you may not understand this. It may never register for some of you guys. With that flag on me, boy, I'm willing to go to the ends. I was walking against oncoming traffic with that flag. looking in everybody's car with that flag. Proud. Just the same way I'm proud to be in America and be an American. Right now ain't the time to be flying that flag. Right now is the time to let people know, although I'm American and in America, I will always respect the roots. I will always respect this pigment. You see this? All this pigment. I will always respect my pigment. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from. Somewhere far and distant. My dad and his whole side of the family is all Michoacanos. So I don't care. I don't care how people perceive him. You shouldn't be having that Mexican flag. You should be flying an American flag. Well, you know what? You shouldn't be worrying about the flag I'm flying. You should be worrying about the message that's being produced here, because it was peaceful protesting that was done during the day, that day. And I wouldn't have had it any other way. You know what I'm saying? You're going to only destroy your message and your purpose if you do anything violent and loot. However, to each his own. Handle your business. If you feel like that's the way you need to deliver the message to whoever, fine. Now, if there's an acquittal going on here, holla. We can talk a whole nother language. Until then, it's the waiting game. Apply pressure, but it's still the waiting game. So where do we go from here? What do we do now? Although it was fun, I enjoyed myself, and it was great to help. And I felt the spirit of just warrior blood in me. You know what I'm saying? I felt it. And even when no one screamed out brown pride back or brown lives matter, or every time I was shouting, it only made me stronger. It only made me more focused and stand even more firm in my conviction. I would have took on anybody, right? I would have tried for that flag just because I was alone with that flag. Now, like I said, I had my boy with me. I had my white brother and I had a black brother with me. And we was all flying. We was all doing our things. But when I hold that flag, boy, I'm in my zone. So where do we go from here? What's the answer to all the questions? Listen, the protests, I don't think I'll be a part of it again. Unless, like I said, unless there's like some crazy acquittal type stuff going on. That's a Mando. That's a Mando. We don't play that acquittal. We ain't acquitting nothing here. This ain't Rodney King. No acquittals. Other than that, man, went out, did what I had to do, saw what I needed to see. Saw the unity, but also saw a weird division. It was a very unique experience. I urge you. I even got to see National Guard when I pulled up to Hollywood and Vine. We parked and saw National Guard coming before all the protesters got there that night. And they were making crazy jokes. You know what I mean? They were talking crap. They want the smoke. They were taunting people that were parked getting ready to protest. They were saying really like inappropriate things. And it's like, man, I understand they're humans and they have to do their job. But they're good dudes. A lot of them are. That's the truth. But the fact of the matter remains, man, that's the kind of mentality they had. They didn't have this like, okay, guys, let's keep the peace. Let's keep it respectful. Let's not disrespect people, man. We could be related, whatever. It wasn't like that. It was like guys' locker room type talk. You know what I'm saying? Like just a big joke. So, who knows what the end result will be. I know for me, if you guys haven't gone out there, you should go give it a try, man. It's a powerful movement. It'll empower you just to see difference, just to feel. Try it out. Give it a chance. Be yourself. Stand for what you stand for. If you're Mexican American and you lean more towards the American side, even if you're conservative, just go. Just go. You don't got to say nothing. You don't got to take a knee. You don't got to do nothing. You can just go, just to witness, watch, be observant. That's exactly what I did. I observed everything. I listened. There was a lot of youngsters. There were kids that were leading these protests. A couple times I wanted to jump up, snatch the microphone and be like, hey, Viva la raza too. You know what I'm saying? But these were kids that were doing the best they could, to lead. And I just think it's worthy of opening your eyes, opening your mind, and just watching, listening, and learning. The experience was great. Some points of it were a little disheartening for the Brown. From what I saw, it just was a Black Lives Matter protest, you feel me? And I want to see a police brutality protest. but I want to see browns out there. I want to see a lot of Mexican flags out there, and I'm sure there has been Santa Monica and everywhere else, and San Jose, Sacramento, everywhere, all over the world. Just didn't see any that day. And to the brown people, I say, don't take your boot off their neck, man. Don't take your boot off these police's neck. Don't do it. Because they put theirs on ours. So let's keep it on theirs too. This ain't about Black Lives Matter or brown lives. It's about police brutality and letting them know that it happens to not only blacks, but to browns and also whites. It's a very sticky situation, very tricky situation, very messy. Don't know how long I'll be covering this kind of stuff on the channel because, man, it's very fragile. But I had a lot of insight after this day. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys like the clips. And it's your boy Savage. I love everybody, man. I love all races. True enough, all lives cannot matter until brown lives matter, until black lives matter, and until white lives matter. That's just the truth. It's a direct contradiction if you exclude one race over the other. And I'm sorry, Asian lives, Indian lives, every lives you can think of matter. No lives can matter until they all matter. I don't care if cops are screaming it out. Just because the cops are screaming out all lives matter, it does not make that an untrue statement. The most racist, hateful cop can be screaming out, the sky is blue. Doesn't mean that the sky isn't blue, just means that you probably don't want to hear it because he's been saying it. Let's take back that term. Let's take back that phrase. All lives do matter, and you're hearing it from a brown-skinned man. Let's take it back. Let's not give him that phrase, you know. Let's not just say, oh, that's what the cops say. Oh, that's what... Nah, that's probably the most meaningful phrase you'll ever hear. All lives matter. Don't give that phrase away. Don't give that power and that energy away to somebody who you feel doesn't deserve it. Take it back. We don't give things up, not to the cops. And you know what? To the good cops out there, you guys need to start holding your little partners accountable. When they start beating up protesters, hold them accountable. Show people that good cops exist and have some good videos made on you guys once in a while. That's all. Until next time, much love, much respect. It's your boy Savage. All love. Doses. Woo, you see the new hat? Shout out to my baby girl, Brittany Sav. She hooked your boy up. She's always getting the fly gear. I want to see what my haters got to say to this. That's all 14 karat gold right there. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. No gold. All right, y'all. Be safe. Stay safe. Don't be getting in no trouble. Don't put yourself in a position to where you could get arrested, hurt. If you got a family, think about your family, man. You want to go protest? I started getting angry at the cops too. I started, screaming out, F12, F12, flipping them off. Listen, just if you got a family, you got kids, be a little bit smarter than that, man. Much love, much respect.